Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Monday. It's the beginning of the week. The beginning of the work week for some, just the beginning of the week for those of you who are in retirement stage, which is what we are here. Well, anyway, today doing a little bit of gardening. Remember, I was supposed to go to the landscape nursery and try to find some plants to go inside this area, but just like I did over in the other two islands that we created several weeks back, I'm finding that I have so many of my own resources here without having to go out and buy a bunch of new plants. And we'll visit that in just a moment when we start today's episode. Well, why don't we start today's episode? So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Third of our three islands. We have this island over here, we have that island over there, and now I decided I need to start working on this area right here, especially the area back there that collects some of the water from the roof when it drops and it goes beyond the secret gutter system. And we have a little bit of runoff here, and you can see I got some bags over there. Since I took up the grass, it splashes along the back wall there, and we're trying to put some type of vegetation down so it will kind of divert the mud from splashing up against the wall. Now, I was about to go to a landscape nursery this morning, and then I got to thinking, I wonder if there's anything in the yard here that I can propagate over here. Well, I started having some mic problems while I was doing this part of the segment, so this is a voice dub over, so you can't see my mouth moving. Whatever works. So instead of deleting this portion or trying to do it over, since it's the end of the day, I'm going to do this in the post edit. So anyway, what I did, I went over to the wall, the living wall that we have in the driveway that goes to the basement, and in that living wall I have a lot of plants. And one of the plants that I use inside there is called mondo grass. The mondo grass that you see here, it's a great bedding plant. It's a great for cover, for ground coverage, and it multiplies quite fast. So what you can do with the mondo grass is you can separate it and make multiple plants from one. Now this is just a small section of one that I pulled out. You can take one, divide it into two. Actually, even these are, you divide each one of these again if you wanted to, if you don't want a big clump inside the ground. And then they'll get larger, they will grow. The little nodes, there's little nodes in the bottom here, and the nodes will create more plants. It'll get thicker as you go along. So what we're going to do is take these plants, and we're going to use these and put them around the border, the edge of the island behind me. And we'll use this as a ground cover, and the ground cover will be great for keeping moisture inside the ground. They'll help, along with the mulch, keep this part of the garden healthy. Now you remember down here in the driveway we have the living wall. I still have more of these to add on. They have to continue going on, and we're going to repopulate these. But here you can see I've thinned these out. I have to backfill them with some more soil here. But all of these mondo grass here, this is what they look like. This is what they look like full back here, and the ones on the top that get more sun, they actually are really thick. So you see everything in the bucket over there came from here. I did not have to purchase any more of the ground cover because I have it here. This is sort of like my own little private nursery right here that I can pick from. So I have a bunch of those here, and remember the Moses in the cradle, that's these up here. These were used for the border, you can see around there, and those are doing great as well. So I have two different types of border plants that I can put around for decoration and for protection from drying out of the ground, and both of them like sunny to partly sunny, and they both like a lot of water, which is what we get around here in the Philippines. I'm going to continue to take the ones that I've already picked from the living wall and go ahead and start doing the border around the outside of this right here. I put a few other plants inside here. I'm doing some testing. also doing some testing. I have a melon that I actually cut off and had a little bit of roots. I want to see if the melon will come back over here because I got too many melons over in the raised bed garden. Plus, Ness wanted me to grow some squash. I don't have any more room in the raised bed garden, so we're going to try growing squash in this little garden right here and kind of integrate some nice pretty flowers once we end up going to the landscape nursery. Alright, so let me get to the task at hand, get these in the ground. Hopefully I got enough to do most of this border around here. If not, I still have some that I can pull from the living wall. And then we'll see what the next step is. I have a couple of other tasks I need to do today. Alright, I think we are set for now for this border plant. We're going to go to the next thing, but I just want to make one comment before we leave this area. Now, one thing before we leave this area and go to the next topic for today. What did this cost us? What is the level of effort? Meaning, how much did it cost us in time, and how much did it cost us in money, in pesos? Well, in time, it took me maybe 30-45 minutes to do this whole project back here. Now, the most important thing is, what did it cost us? What did it cost me? Well, it didn't cost me anything, because this is all free. Remember, this is propagating from a single plant that we purchased a long time ago, whatever the cost of that is, and now this is multiplied. One plant made 2, 3, 4 plants, and these plants will continue to make 2, 3, and 4 plants. So either you give away your plants to your friends and your neighbors and your family, or you get rid of them. You put them in your compost pile if it gets too thick. But these plants here, these ground plants, they grow very slowly and they make a nice cover, and it really doesn't take that much maintenance. Well, let's go ahead and walk over to the second part of what we're supposed to be doing today, which is we are going to harvest one of our 2 pineapple plants. This pineapple plant is ready. You can see the color. The color is yellow, golden yellow, and it's ready. It's kind of hollow sounding when I thump it on the inside. This plant here, we are going to replant it again from the top. You see this top section up here. We'll spin the top off and we will replant it so it's going to be able to repropagate itself. And we'll take the top, we'll plant it somewhere else in the yard. So we don't have enough room anymore here in this raised bed garden. So that's the main plan for today, or the final portion of what we're going to be talking about today. But before we do that, we got to get rid of a critter. We have a critter down here inside, right above the cistern at the access point. I don't know where he is. I saw him just a minute ago, and I grabbed the camera. I walked around, and I came back of it, and he's gone. It's a frog. We got this huge Jurassic Park frog. I need to find him. I don't know where he's somewhere. I think he escaped. He's somewhere back here, but he's so huge. Now, this is a little bit alarming for me, I gotta tell you. So what I was going to show you, there's a frog or a toad, or I don't know what you want to call this, but it's like huge. It literally looks like it probably weighs, I'm gonna say maybe about 5 kilos. It's huge. It's like, have you ever gone to a pond and they got the frog sitting on the pond, a ceramic frog, and it's spitting out the water inside like a koi pond or a fish pond, and it's huge. It's like, there's no such thing as a frog like that. Well, somewhere back here there is a frog like that, and he's so big I don't want to get too close to it, but what's scary is I think he's a magical frog because he disappeared. I turned my back to talk to you, and I came back here to show you, and he's gone. But he's so big, and I heard some things about these huge frogs in the Philippines. I heard they kind of can be dangerous. I don't know. So we'll continue to look for. I gotta find him. I can't have him in the backyard. Okay, I think I found him, and I think he was magical because it's kind of like he shrunk himself to fit behind some of the pipes, the irrigation pipes by my pump for my sister in here. So we just have to find some way to get him out from behind there and get him on the other side of the fence. Okay, the rain is coming down like crazy right now. Mr. Frog is gonna have to wait. Yeah. Okay, the rain slowed down. It's still raining, but I gotta get this frog across the fence. He's huge. Okay, let's see if we can get the frog. It was crazy to get him out of there. Let me see if I can show you what he looks like. He hissed at me. I don't know if you could hear. This is a hissing frog. All right, time to get him over the fence. Run away, run away. Go home. Okay, no reptiles were hurt in the making of today's episode. That's my disclaimer. And it's raining again. I just can't get a break today. But I think I'm going to quickly cut the pineapple, get the pineapple inside the house. And I think we might even cut it open and maybe make a pineapple smoothie. Let's see.
Oh my goodness! Do you mean the pineapple is already ready?
Pineapple's not what's important.
Yeah.
I just saved your life.
What do you mean?
There was this huge frog. I've never seen a frog this huge before.
What frog? What do you mean? What kind of frog?
I don't know what kind of frog, but it hissed. It hissed at me.
How big is it?
It was like this big. It was like this. I saved your life. Anyway, yeah. Well, here's the.
Oh my! That's
Isn't that beautiful?
awesome.
That's a beautiful.
Yeah.
One. Okay.
You have to take a picture.
Okay, we'll take a picture. Then we'll remove the top.
Yeah.
And then let's make pineapple smoothie.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's
Cool.
great.
And now, the magic recipe. What is going to make this the same type of smoothie or milkshake you get when you go to the mall, to the ice cream store, when you go to that special blender place? We have the exact same recipe here. Tastes exactly the same. And what's the magic? This is the magic that they use. They don't tell you about this. This is something called Milkshake by Enjoy. You can order this on Lazada.com. This is the recipe, the secret recipe that all those milkshake places use. And it comes in a multitude of flavors. You can get avocado, bubblegum, leche flan, mango, melon, strawberry, sweet corn, taro, ube macapuno, vanilla watermelon, and others. I have no idea what others are. But for today, we're going to do mango because we're going to make mango pineapple shake or smoothie for today. So the recipe to make this perfect mixture together is going to be, for 2 people, it's going to be 1/2 cup of the magic mix right here, the milkshake mix by Enjoy, in the flavor of mango. Then we're going to use 1/2 cup of What we should have had is frozen pineapple. We're going to freeze the remainder, but today we're just going to use the what we just cut off of our pineapple plant. And then we are going to do a half a cup of water. We're going to do a half a cup of water. Then what we are going to do is 4 cups. 4 cups. It calls for 3 cups, but this is really strong. If you have a real big sweet tooth, then you could do 3 cups of ice. I don't have that big of a sweet tooth, and I think it's plenty, so we use 4 cups of ice. And then you mix it all inside the blender. So let's go ahead and get started. So first is our half a cup of mango mix. And we're going to do half a cup of what should be frozen pineapple. Put the remainder inside the freezer. And a half a cup of cold water. And now we want to add 4 cups of ice. Now, I will say, if you read the instructions on the milkshake bag, they tell you to mix the water with the milkshake mixture prior to putting it in here. But if you're using a blender, the blender's going to mix it up anyway, and that's what we've done, and it's worked perfect every single time. I'm not sure why they would recommend doing that, but I think you can skip it and do just fine. Well, let's go ahead and put it into the blender, do some blending, and then get ready for our smoothie. Mademoiselle.
Oh my God!
Tell me what you think. Oh, this is like fine wine. You know when you get wine? Wine is like 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old.
Okay.
20 years old, right?
Okay.
This is like 2-year-old. This has been in the making for 2 years. This is the pineapple that's been in the making for 2 years. Anyway,
I see.
Cheers. Oh, this is so good. This is really good. The perfect blend of mango and pineapple, huh?
Yeah,
Really
fantastic.
Well, that's about it for today's episode. We hope that you enjoyed a little bit of everything, a little bit of wildlife, a little bit of planting, kind of a collage of things that go on in the backyard here at Villa Feliz. Next episode, I'm hoping, I don't know if it's going to be the next episode, but I'm thinking is going to be a product review. I think we're going to do the product review on the GoPro Pro 8. As you know, even in today's episode, I've been having lots of problems with the GoPro 7. It has to do with the microphone connections. It has to do with the battery swelling, the unit itself overheating, locking up. We've been having so many problems with the GoPro 7, and we know that we've read on a lot of the bulletin boards that a lot of other people are having that. So I hope that they fixed a lot of those issues and we don't have the same problem with the GoPro 8. Again, either the next episode or one of the upcoming episodes, we'll be working on that. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy today's episode, please give us a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, click on that my little PI Dream heart, bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.